Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube NFL prediction segment, I'm going to be giving you my 2019-2020 NFC Championship preview. And of course, in this game, we're going to have the Green Bay Packers going against the San Francisco 49ers. It will be at San Francisco. Now, both teams, counting the postseason, are 14-3. I mean, they obviously phenomenal record. Now, San Francisco averaged more points per game during the regular season than Green Bay. They average about 30 points per game compared to Green Bay's nearly 24 points per game. San Francisco was number 2 in the NFL in scoring offense. And looking at this, as well. Now, the 49ers and the defenses are comparable, though. San Francisco allowed 19.4 points per game, Green Bay 19.6. Green Bay actually was ninth in the NFL in scoring defense. I mean, the defense has been vastly improved and it's been somewhat unheralded, but it's been playing, it has played very well during the season on average. However, first, let me be kind rewind. I'm going to take San Francisco to win this game in a fairly competitive game. Now, Green Bay lost to San Francisco 37-8 earlier in the season. I mean, San Francisco just simply annihilated them. Green Bay, of course, is going to be seeking retribution in this game. It just, to me, I think Green Bay is going to have a really hard time, considering, I mean, when you look at the way this is the Green Bay in terms of their pass defense, I think that is going to really be to their detriment. The Green Bay is just in the middle of the pack, no pun intended. 14th, they finished 14th in the NFL in passing defense. You look at the 49ers, in contrast to the 49ers were number 1 in pass defense this season, and in the previous game, when Green Bay was throttled 37-8 by the 49ers earlier this season, in that game Green Bay only had 81 passing yards. Now, I anticipate Green Bay's going to have some more passing yards in this game. They're going to make their adjustments. I don't think they're going to lose this game by 29 points, which they did in the previous meeting. But Stephen A. Smith may have summed it up best, that Aaron Rodgers needs to really be himself. He needs to have he has to have a stellar game in order for them to have any remote chance of winning and emerging victorious. It's going to be very tough. The thing about it is, going into this game, though, Green Bay has been on a little bit of a rampage. They have won 6 consecutive games going in, including the postseason when they had against Seattle. You look at the past game, though, that these two teams have played. Green Bay, they just barely got by Seattle in that game. And you look at San Francisco, they basically had a very decisive win over the Minnesota Vikings. There were some people thought Minnesota was going to go in and upset them. Minnesota only managed 7 first downs in that game against the San Francisco 49ers. Only put up like 10 points the entire game. So you look at San Francisco is just really the better team right now. I do believe, even though they're both 14-3, Bill Parcells, legendary coach, said you are what your record is. But you look at the 49ers, though. They're plus 169 in point differential. Green Bay just plus 63 during the regular season. Green Bay does have a little advantage in terms of turnover differential, plus 12 to San Francisco's plus 4. San Francisco has had a couple more takeaways during the regular season, 27 in contrast to Green Bay's 25. Now, I think what's going to be really the big difference maker in this game is going to be the pass defense of the 49ers, and cornerback Richard Sherman and also Emmanuel Moseley, I think, are going to play very well in this game. Green Bay's offense seems to really revolve around Devontae Adams. It seems like they don't really have much in terms of weapons on the offense in addition to him. And this is a game where I think it's really going to come down to whether Green Bay is going to have a lot of sustained drives or not and be able to keep the ball out of Jimmy Garoppolo and company's hands. they talk, Stephen A. Smith was talking about Aaron Rodgers, saying he's the bad man and this and that. But people got to realize that Jimmy Garoppolo actually was the badder man this season, I believe, especially number of statistical categories. He had like one more touchdown pass than Aaron Rodgers. He had a better passer rating, better completion percentage, and better QBR than Aaron Rodgers this season. And Aaron Rodgers threw for only I think it's like 20 more yards on the season than Jimmy Garoppolo. They average nearly the same amount of yards per game passing. There's really, Jimmy Garoppolo has played very well, and Stephen A. Smith can be critical of Jimmy Garoppolo and say certain derogatory things, whatever, connected with him. But Jimmy Garoppolo actually, at least in my perception, had the better season than Aaron Rodgers. So anyway, there's really not much more to say about this in terms of analysis, but you look, I think what's going to be hard too for Green Bay is having a running attack against San Francisco. San Francisco finished not necessarily because San Francisco was actually number 17 in run defense. What I meant to say is that Green Bay is going to have difficulty in containing and combating the running attack of the 49ers. San Francisco finished number 2 in rushing offense. Green Bay was number 23 in run defense. So I think what's going to happen in this game is that San Francisco is going to try to make Green Bay one-dimensional with their passing attack, and I don't know if there's really that many more weapons that Aaron Rodgers is going to have at his disposal in addition to Devontae Adams in terms of impacting the outcome of this game, or receivers playing an integral role in the outcome of this game. And I think 49ers just have a number of more weapons. I think what's going to happen is their defense is better than a little bit better than Green Bay, and the offense is better than theirs as well. And I think the pass defense, especially, I think they're going to win that battle against the cornerbacks are going to win the battle basically against the Green Bay passing attack, and that is going to be could very well be the main difference in this game. San Francisco, again, they were number 1 in pass defense. They only allowed about 169 passing yards per game. Again, they only gave up 81 passing yards earlier this season to they only allowed 81 passing yards to Green Bay earlier this season, and that was only one. Aaron Rodgers only averaged 1.9 yards per pass attempt in that game. That's just preposterous. Green Bay will obviously, I think, do better passing wise in this game, but it's not going to be enough. I think the 49ers are still going to win by like 10 points in this game. So anyway, I'm taking the 49ers at home. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube NFL prediction segment. Until next time, people, Edwin Learnard saying stay well.